We as content creators have to be entertaining. And if we feel drained, we feel sucked, we don't want to make this content no more, we don't like it, we're just doing it for money, it shows every single time.
And I'll go to bed at 6 a.m. and I'll wake up 1 minute before that at 5:59, minus 1 minute sleep. That's what I.
You've made no progress. None.
Get back to fucking work.
Stop. I don't know who needs to hear this, but this mindset will not make you successful. Over the past 3 years, I've started multiple businesses and all of them failed. Want to know why? Because I thought I had to be angry and grinding all the time. Work 16 hours a day, your competition's getting ahead, stop being a little bitch.
Cloud, remember when you told me Tate's your idol? Mr. Thomas, when have I ever told you that? Mr. Tommy NFG, when have I ever told you that? What? What?
Angry thoughts filled my mind all day long. I remember being out at dinners with my family, but I was never really there. The only thing on my mind was the business that I was working on at the time and nothing else. While a certain level of obsession is needed for success, you need to stop hating yourself for not working 24/7.
Like Tommy works 24/7, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I've been seeing you on your new channel, man. You 500K per vid. How much money you making, buddy? I mean, I ain't gonna lie. You getting a little bit too rich for us, man? Getting a little bit too rich for us normal folk? What you doing? You feel me? You feel me? Why you doing so good, man?
Angry hustle mindset will only set you back.
RS
I'm going to convince you to stop thinking this way. I want you to think of someone who's achieved your goals or dream level of success. Let's say your dream is to be a podcaster and your goal is to be on the same level as Joe Rogan. Look at Joe Rogan. Does he look like he's angry, hustling 24/7, just thinking how to grow the podcast?
He's always high though. Like okay, I understand that, you feel me, the comparison, but you can't compare a high man to a sober, hardworking, stressed out guy. Like I don't know.
No, not at all. In fact, he's incredibly chill and relaxed every time we see him.
I understand what you're trying to say, though.
To have the biggest podcast in the world, you have to work very hard, but it looks like he's just having fun. He's so successful, and he makes it look so effortless. Why is this? Well, there are two types of goals that people have. I call them...
Cloud, you look like the white man on your screen. How? Explain to me how. How? We look nothing alike. Absolutely, absolutely nothing alike. Low key, I see it. Okay.
Look so effortless. Why is this? Well, there are two types of goals that people have. I call them front-facing goals and back-facing goals. Think of front-facing goals as things you do in the public eye. These are things like public speaking, content creation, talking with clients, and even finding a partner. Joe Rogan's podcast is a great example of a front-facing goal.
Okay.
Back-facing goals are things you're able to do
feel like
on
you
your
just
own
like that
without
podcast,
much
though.
interaction with others.
These
are things like coding,
dick.
investing, writing, or working out. You don't really have to talk to people or deal with others at all. It's mostly solo. Now, let's look at these two types of goals and see what the outcome is when you approach it.
Let me lock your ADHD. Let me lock it. Yo, that instrumental, crazy though. I know you want this for life. Taking pictures of my eyes, but I can't have no wife. I just want you for the night. I go crazy.
Work 24/7 type of mindset. For the front-facing goal, let's say you want to be a YouTuber. You go, watch a David Goggins hype video, get all motivated, then script, film, and edit for 15 hours a day, every single day. You're doing all this hard work, but how do you think people watching your videos are going to perceive you? You're putting in the reps on your end, but the product, a sleep-deprived, on-edge, negative energy person talking on camera. No one wants to watch that. Now,
you know, I feel like he's low-key targeting. I'm playing. I feel like he's low-key targeting me, man, a little bit. Like, oh, chill out. I'm playing. But for real, that is true. That's one thing. I feel like as a YouTuber, that's like the harshest reality you got to face. You can't just grind it out. You got to take it chill. You got to relax. We as content creators have to be entertaining. And if we feel drained, we feel sucked, we don't want to make this content no more, we don't like it, we're just doing it for money, it shows every single time. It really does. I'm not gonna lie. I've been in some stages where I've been doing that. on the main channel, I ain't gonna lie, December, when I was posting every day, I challenged myself to do it, but I did not want to do it. I'm just gonna keep it real. I was sleep deprived. I was burnt out. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I'm taking a break this month. But at the same time, as a content creator, I feel like making content that you actually care about is always gonna be better and more entertaining because you're passionate about it. You're gonna put everything into it. That's one thing I'm trying to get back into, even though December was crazy. But as a content creator, you can see when people are burnt out. Like the FaZe boys, after their subathon, yo, them boys were burnt, bro. They were burnt. Now they're kind of getting back into it, but at the same time, you can just kind of tell when somebody's burnt out and when they're not.
Imagine if you got 8 hours of sleep, spent the morning playing basketball.
What is that poll? Does Cloud look like Joe Rogan? Why is that a poll?
Friends, then sat down to film your video. By default, you're gonna be more positive, have more energy, and as a result, see more channel growth. Just answer the question, who the fuck wants to do business with someone who's subtly angry all the time? No one. I don't care how good you think you are at shutting off your work mode mind. Humans are very good at reading subtle cues like body language.
Cloud Cardi dropped. Cardi dropped. Cardi dropped. Cardi dropped. Cardi dropped. I guess we gotta react to that after I'm done.
In micro expressions, and this is especially true in things like public speaking, dealing with clients, or making friends. And if you still don't believe me, look at the king of this never stop working until you're successful mindset, Andrew Tate. While he preaches to everyone to work 24/7 and how he's always on his laptop doing work, watch any one of his Tate Confidential episodes.
Okay. I get it. Cardi dropped. Your glorious king dropped. I get it. Let's get through this video. I'll react to it after. Chill.
Cars, traveling with friends, and doing dumb challenges. Even if he is technically working, he's smiling and joking around the whole time. He's chill, having fun with what he does. He's not angry 24/7.
I'm not gonna lie, Joe Rogan and Andrew Tate being your examples of having fun doing content is very crazy. I mean, you're not wrong, but at the same time, like, those are very niche. Let me just say that.
Sitting in a corner grinding away. But you may still be wondering, what about back-facing goals? If it's just me in a room working alone, there should be no effect on how others perceive me. You're forgetting one key person, you. To understand why this hustle 24/7 mindset doesn't work for back-facing goals, let's look at what the research says. One of the most famous psychology studies was Pavlov's dog experiment. In this experiment, Pavlov trained dogs to associate the sound of a bell with food. Every time the dogs heard the bell, they'd start salivating, even if there was no food in sight. Why? Because they mentally link the sound of a bell to the reward. Okay. Now, imagine you're in that scenario, but instead of a bell and food, it's your work in a negative, angry mindset. Every time you force yourself to sit down and work, you're mentally conditioning yourself to feel stressed out, annoyed, and downright pissed off. This creates a negative association with the work itself. Your brain links the tasks with frustration and exhaustion. So what's the outcome? When work is always connected to these harsh emotions, you become less motivated, less creative, and more likely to burn out. And
See, the biggest problem with the world today is everybody's working so much but they're not relaxing. So what they do to kind of decompress? Drugs, alcohol, sex. This is why it's very important to do something that you love. Like, working to get money is a necessity, of course, but make sure it's something that you love. And if you can't find out something that you love, have a side hustle, that's something that you love. If your job isn't what you love, it can never be what it, or if something that you love can't be a job, make it your side hustle so you can have something to look forward to, bro.
Worst part, even if you try to take a break or try to relax, your brain stays in this anxious, on-edge state because it's been trained to associate taking a break with you being lazy. And if you're watching this video, I can almost guarantee that you know the feeling when you're sitting there knowing that you should be working, but work just feels so painful to get started on, but you also feel pain just sitting there and not working. It puts you in this weird state of limbo where you feel angry when working and guilty when not working. So what's the solution here? Well, simply approach work with a more casual, fun mindset. Look at my YouTube channel. I'd say it's decently successful. Right now, I'm sitting in a coffee shop in Manhattan, house music playing in my AirPods, AirPods, drinking a Celsius. I'm having a great time right now, and while I am technically working, it's super chill and fun for me. Start adding hobbies to your life. Hang out with family and friends. Go to those fun events that you usually skip. Of course, schedule long enough hours for you to actually get work done, but make sure you're not just being a robot. Especially for those front-facing goals, you cannot expect to have no hobbies, work 16 hours a day, then go and speak to people. If you're trying to pitch to an investor or close a client, you have to be able to talk about normal things out in the real world.
That's real.
Talking to people isn't just about knowing how to speak, it's about having experiences to talk about. And for back-facing goals, do not say how strong
you listen to the video, you watermelon. Okay, bro, I can't vibe out and have fun.
your mind is, and the negativity is good for you. If you ever feel resistance against working, your brain already has negative associations tied with work. Think of the most successful people that you admire. They all have one
Uzi. Yo, this is such a crazy graphic. LeBron, Donald Trump, Mr. Beast, Adam Sandler, and just Lil Uzi. Yo, what? There's a polar bear in Arlington, Texas, bro.
thing in common. They're all pretty chill. They know when to push, but they also know when to laugh, smile, and enjoy life. So try letting go of the idea that you're not doing enough every time you're not grinding. Instead, focus on building a routine you enjoy, one that lets you live fully,
This guy is a
not
very
just as a work
Caucasian
robot.
male.
And listen,
I'm laughing a
I
lot.
get it. There's a lot of pressure out there. Social media shows us these unrealistic hustle lifestyles, making us feel like we're falling behind if we're not working every single second. But in
At the
reality,
same time, you gotta understand everybody has a different path. I'm sure Jake Paul wasn't working himself. No, actually, that's a very bad example because he was working himself to death. But at the same time, all of that will come in due time. Just because somebody got that quicker than you doesn't mean that you're a bad person. Some people are just more naturally talented than you are. That's just what it is. Jake Paul, Logan Paul, very, very talented people, despite what people say about them. So they're going to get to where they were faster. Plus, they put that work ethic in. They really overworked themselves. I'm laughing a lot. You see the side effects now, especially with Logan Paul. He recorded a dead man. So you feel me? Yeah. But at the same time, don't use them as examples, bro. Your time will come.
reality, real success looks a lot more balanced. Intentional work mixed with moments of genuine relaxation and joy. It's about knowing when to go all in and knowing when to step back.
Exactly.
So here's my final challenge for you. For the next week, build a routine that includes work and play and see how you feel. See if you're more.
What does he say for play?
Number 1,
What happened? What just happened? What just happened? What just happened?
I'll go to bed at 6 a.m. and I'll wake up.
Work mixed with moments of genuine relaxation and joy. It's about knowing when to go all in and knowing when to step back. So here's my final challenge for you. For the next week, build a routine that includes work and play.
Okay, activities, play, boxing lesson, golfing Wednesday, date night Friday, skiing Saturday. Very Caucasian, but okay.
And see how you feel. See if you're more motivated, more creative, and ultimately closer to goals than ever before. Embrace the process, stay consistent, and most importantly, enjoy the ride.
Okay.